Hi guys, so in this video I wanted to do something a bit different and do a run through of every single film that's won Best Picture at the Oscars from 1959 to 2020. So I've got all of them on physical media and I just wanted to run through and say whether I like them or not. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to kick it off with 1959 and that is Ben-Hur. Great looking movie, this one. Absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely a fantastic film. Got some grand scope to it as well. Great lengthy runtime. And a great performance from Charlton Heston too. So really enjoyed Ben-Hur. Next up at 1960, we've got The Apartment with Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine. Great Billy Wilder movie, this one. I absolutely enjoy the hell out of this. Great black and white movie too. Fantastic comedy, so really enjoy The Apartment. Next up at 1961, we've got a film that Steven Spielberg's releasing his remake of fairly soon, hopefully. And it's West Side Story. Great musical, this one. Fantastic sort of loose reimagining of Romeo and Juliet. That's what I got from it anyway. But really enjoyed West Side Story. Not a big fan of musicals, but this one really won me over. Next up at 1962, we've got Lawrence of Arabia. One of the best films ever made. Just absolutely looks amazing. Great grand scope to it. Just absolutely fantastic film. One of the best ever. Next up at 1963, we've got Albert Finney and Tom Jones. Didn't know a lot about this movie going into it, and it really bored the piss out of me, unfortunately. Not a big fan of it. Glad I've seen it, but I probably won't be rewatching it at all. A bit lackluster for me. Next up at 1964, we've got Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. Big step up from 63 in my opinion. But yeah, I thought it was really good. Great performance from her and Rex Harrison. Next up at 1965, we've got The Sound of Music. Great Julie Andrews movie, this as well. This for me and Mary Poppins are her absolute go-tos. Just enjoy those movies so much. So yeah, check Sound of Music out. Next up at 66, we've got A Man of All Seasons. I enjoyed this film. I thought Robert Shaw as Henry VIII was pretty good. You've got Paul Scofield in there as well. And Orson Welles. I really enjoyed this film. Thought it was good for what it was. Next up at 1967, I absolutely love and adore this film and hold it in such high regard. It's The Heat of the Night. Just absolutely brilliant Sidney Poitier film. Rod Steiger as well, taking home the statue himself for Best Actor. Absolutely brilliant film. The slap that was heard around the world, absolutely brilliant scene in this film. Holds up so well, just absolutely fantastic. The people who haven't heard about this movie, I show them that scene and their jaws just absolutely drop. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Such a good film. Next up at 1968, we've got Oliver. I enjoyed this film for what it is. It's sort of one that was always there on in my childhood, sort of on in the background. It's a good musical for what it is and worth checking out. Next up, at 69, we've got Midnight Cowboy. I didn't enjoy this the first time I saw it, but it really grew on me. Dustin Hoffman's great in it as well. Jon Voight. I enjoyed his performance, but yeah, it's one I hope to sort of rewatch more times in the future. Next up at 1970, we've got Patton. Of course, brilliant performance by George C. Scott, winning the Oscar himself, but of course turning it down because he didn't really want actors to be seen as competing against each other, which is fair play to him. But the movie itself is just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely love Patton. I think it's fantastic. Next up at 71, another film for actor to win Best Actor, and it's Gene Hackman in The French Connection. Same director as The Exorcist, this one. Absolutely love this film. Great performance from him and Roy Scheider. Really enjoy The French Connection. Got in this 2-pack here with the sequel. Not as good, but the first one's just brilliant in my opinion. Speaking of brilliance, 1972, The Godfather. Yeah, flawless movie. And of course, again, another actor to turn down the Academy Award for Best Actor with Marlon Brando. Of course, turning it down for his ideologies on how Native Americans were being portrayed at the time. And they were just sort of always being cast in like the villainous roles, which is fair play to him for standing up to that and sticking to his guns. You should check out the video of him when he wins the Oscar and Roger Moore's there and they just don't really know what to do. The sort of Native American representative comes on and she gets cheered and booed. It's just really surreal to watch. But Godfather, it's a home run for me. Absolutely brilliant. Coming up next, 1973, we've got The Sting, Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Great film, but I would have liked to have seen The Exorcist win. I know the Academy turns its nose up at horror films. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen that win. But not to take away from this one, it is a great film nonetheless. Next up, we've got Godfather 2, 1974. Only sequel to win Best Picture, and of course its predecessor winning as well. Just another good follow-up. As good, if not even better than the original. Absolutely loved the first two. I love the third one as well. I know it gets a lot of shit. Sofia Coppola is really the anchor from stopping that movie from being great. I would have loved to have seen Winona Ryder in that. She was planned to play that role, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. But yeah, the first two movies are immaculate. Next up, at 1975, Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One of 3 films to win the Big Five at the Oscars. Of course, the other two being It Happened One Night and Silence of the Lambs. Absolutely love this film. Everyone's firing at all pistons in it. It's just brilliant. I love the setting as well, at the sort of like mental institution. Nurse Ratchet's one of the best villains ever. Such a bitch. Just a great film. Next up, it's set 1976, one of my favourite sports movies ever. It's Rocky by Sylvester Stallone. Just a movie that's about going the distance and being the underdog. Such a great message, and the movie's got such a big heart to it too. Absolutely love Rocky. Next up at 77, got Woody Allen's Annie Hall, one of my favourite rom-coms. I absolutely really enjoyed this movie. So well written and so well directed. Diane Keaton as well, winning Best Actress. Yeah, just absolutely think it's brilliant. Would have loved to have seen Star Wars win, but of course I don't think that was going to happen. But yeah, Annie Hall's great. Young performances in it as well from Christopher Walken and Jeff Goldblum. Coming up next at 1978 is The Deer Hunter. What a draining movie this is. Just absolutely brilliant film. The Russian roulette sequence is just heart-pounding. So good. Well worthy of winning it for me. Just an all-round brilliant film with a great cast. Of course, Robert De Niro and Christopher Walken. Superb. Next up at 1979, Kramer vs. Kramer won. Sort of a precursor to Marriage Story, this one, about a couple that's going through a divorce and it's like who gets custody of the child. I thought this was absolutely a brilliant film. Really enjoyed Kramer vs. Kramer. So, heading into the 80s now. Kicking it off with 1980. Ordinary People with Donald Sutherland, directed by Robert Redford. Absolutely love anything with Donald Sutherland in, apart from the Hunger Games. And this was just an absolutely fantastic drama. So, check Ordinary People out. Next up at 1981, we got Chariots of Fire. Absolutely love this film. It is so good, so magnificent. The music in it is absolutely iconic. I just absolutely love that Vangelis score, and that opening sequence is absolutely brilliant. Great movie about the Olympics too. Really enjoy this one. Next up at 1982, we've got Gandhi. One epic movie this is in every sense of the word. Another film to win Best Actor as well for Ben Kingsley. Great movie directed by Richard Attenborough and a young Daniel Day-Lewis in there too. What a great biopic about Mahatma Gandhi. Really enjoy this one. Next up, we've got Terms of Endearment, 1983. I really, really enjoy this movie. Great emotional roller coaster of a film with a great cast to it as well. Deborah Ringer, Shirley MacLaine, Jack Nicholson, Jeff Daniels. Really, really enjoy this one. Next up at 1984, Amadeus. Great movie this. Absolutely love this reimagining sort of biopic about Mozart. One of the last films as well to have it sort of like its two lead actors both nominated for Best Actor, of course, with F. Murray Abraham winning. I love the cover to this as well. It's just absolutely fantastic. So really dig Amadeus. Next up at 1985, we've got Out of Africa. Not one of my favourite films to have won. It's a bit long in the tooth for what it is, but it's still enjoyable. It's still a good film. So yeah, I recommend it. It's worth checking out. Next up at 1986, got Oliver Stone's Platoon. Fantastic movie, fantastic looking Blu-ray, great war film with a great cast to it as well. Absolutely brilliant. So at 1987, we have The Last Emperor. Bit of a slug to get through this one, not gonna lie. Really was quite daunting, and you feel the runtime to it. Peter O'Toole's great in it, and you've got that actor as well, the too much to drink Dr. Jones guy from Temple of Doom. He's entertaining in this. But yeah, it's not one for the replay value for me. Next up at 1988, we've got the fantastic Rain Man. Of course, Dustin Hoffman winning Best Actor again. Just absolutely brilliant film. Didn't enjoy it the first time, but it grew on me over time. I'm really glad I'm at a place now where I can appreciate this film for what it is. Great chemistry as well between the two of them, Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. Absolutely fantastic film. Next up at 1989, we've got Driving Miss Daisy with Morgan Freeman, Jessica Tandy, and Dan Aykroyd. Great to see the two main leads, Morgan Freeman and Jessica Tandy, just playing off each other and learning from each other. Morgan Freeman, of course, is a driver, and Miss Daisy herself is this stubborn old bat who just is horrible. But the two have a great chemistry together. Really, really enjoy this one. So coming up next at 1990, this is one of my favourite movies ever. I think I just absolutely love this film. It's Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner. Epic in every sense of the word. Absolutely love it. It's that storyline again, which is similar to like Pocahontas and Ferngully and Avatar. But this is my best version of the story. I absolutely love it so much. I just think it's a fantastic film. Next up, we've got Silence of the Lambs, another film to win the big 3 Oscars. Absolutely enjoy this one so much. Saw it way too young and the story just went way over my head, but I'm glad I revisited it and I really do appreciate it for what it is now. Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster, of course, winning Best Actor and Actress respectively. Anthony Hopkins winning Best Actor as well in a lead role. I think he's only in the film for about 18 minutes. It's like one of the shortest run times for an actor to win that award. Absolutely insane, but such a great film though, nonetheless. Next up at 1992, we've got Unforgiven, directed by and starring Clint Eastwood. One of his most underrated westerns, in my opinion. And Gene Hackman's absolutely great as the villain. Really, really enjoy Unforgiven. Next up at 1993 is, in my opinion, Steven Spielberg's best film, and it's Schindler's List. He poured his heart and soul into this, and it's an absolutely stunning and beautiful film. Very hard to watch at times. The ending to this is absolutely magnificent, where we see all of the descendants of the people that Oskar Schindler saved during the Second World War. It's a masterpiece. I can't really say much more than that. It's absolutely brilliant. Next up at 1994, we've got Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. This, of course, Tom Hanks being one of 2 actors to win Best Actor as well, 2 years on the bounce consecutively. The other being Spencer Tracy for Captains Courageous and Boys Town. He is great in this film, Tom Hanks. Absolutely fantastic as Forrest Gump. Love this film so much. I love the character. Love the journey he goes on and the people we meet and lose along the way. So much fun. Great soundtrack to it as well. One of the best in film history, in my opinion. Next up, at 1995, we've got Mel Gibson's Braveheart. The battles in this movie are absolutely phenomenal. I love the soundtrack to it as well. It's so good. It's so fantastic. You really root for William Wallace in this movie as well. Tragic yet poetic ending as well. But I really, really enjoy Braveheart. Next up at 1996, we've got The English Patient. Absolutely brilliant film. But the runtime does drag. It really does. It's a great film with a great cast. But yeah, it's fine. It's one of those Best Picture winners, I think, that sort of goes under the radar and gets forgotten. That can't be said for this next one, though. 1997's Titanic by James Cameron. I love this film. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I know a lot of people don't really like the love story. I don't really care for it. That people don't like it. I actually quite kind of enjoy it. But for me, the main selling point of this film is the ship itself. You really do feel the scale of that absolute juggernaut going down. Like, you know that ship's going to be at the bottom of the Atlantic. You really do feel the scale of it and the trauma of it sinking. But I think it's a brilliant film. The biggest film, I think, ever to come out at the time. I think it's fantastic. Next up at 1998, we've got Shakespeare in Love. Yeah, I enjoy this film for what it is. I know a lot of people thought Saving Private Ryan should have won, and I kind of agree. Yeah, that is the better film. But it's fine for what it is. Of course, Gwyneth Paltrow as well, winning Best Actress. Yeah, I enjoy it for what it is. I think it's fine. But I would have liked to have seen Private Ryan win. Next up, at 1999, we've got American Beauty. I love this film. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Even the fact that with all the ugliness of what was going on with Kevin Spacey came to light. I still think it's a fine, good watch. So heading into the 2000s now, we've got Ridley Scott's Gladiator with Russell Crowe. I think this movie's pretty good. It's a good Ridley Scott movie. I know his movies are like hit and miss. But yeah, I enjoy this. I love the epicness of it. I love the cast. Joaquin Phoenix makes a great villain. So check Gladiator out if you haven't. You've probably already seen it. Go watch it again. I think it's great. So speaking of Russell Crowe, back-to-back wins for Best Picture for him. Beautiful Mind by Ron Howard. Yeah, just a great movie. I really, really enjoyed this one. Thought it was just a fantastic drama with a great cast. Coming up at 2002, we've got Chicago. Great musical with a great cast. I really, really enjoyed this film. The more I watch it, it just really hooks me in. And I really do appreciate it for what it is. And I enjoy the hell out of it. I think it's a good time. Next up at 2003 was Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I've got the extended edition here. This obviously wasn't the version of the film that won the Oscar, but I always watch the extended versions. I don't really watch the standard cuts anymore. But yeah, great to see a fantasy movie win it. This sort of swept at the Oscars as well. It just sort of won everything. But not for acting though, which was a bit of a shock. But everything else, it just sort of swept and dominated. And I think the last time that was done, I think it was Ben-Hur. Yeah, coming up next, we've got Clint Eastwood's $1 Million Baby. Fantastic film. Really, really enjoy this one. Great performance from Hilary Swank as well. And Morgan Freeman. Great boxing movie too. I just really, really enjoy it. I think it's a fantastic sports movie. Next up, we've got Crash. Quite a controversial film for winning. I know a lot of people wanted Brokeback Mountain to take home the trophy, and I can see why. But yeah, I do think Crash is still an interesting film for what it is. But yeah, I can't really say much more than that. Check it out and see what you think. Yeah, I can't really say much more than that. So coming up next at 2006 was Martin Scorsese's The Departed. Brilliant film. Absolutely love this crime drama. I think it's absolutely superb. Love the way it's laid out. And it's a remake as well of Infernal Affairs. But yeah, it's one of Scorsese's best for me. Really, really dig this movie. Casting it's phenomenal. Coming up next at 2007 is the Coen Brothers' No Country for Old Men. Fabulous western this. Absolutely love it. Javier Bardem is terrifying as the villain. Yeah, just a great western with a great plot to it as well. Absolutely fantastic film. Really, really dig No Country for Old Men. Let's come up next at 2008. We've got Danny Boyle's Slumdog Millionaire. Great concept to a movie. This about a guy who pretty much is playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and we find out how he knows the answers to all the questions, and it sort of cuts each question, does a flashback to how he learnt the answer in real life, and it's really good. Not a film I enjoyed the first time I saw it. Didn't really appreciate it, but I do think it is a fantastic film now, and I do think it's really good. 2009 saw The Hurt Locker win, beating Avatar, of course, which of course I think that was the favourite that year to win. But yeah, Catherine Bigelow getting one up on her ex-husband, I guess. But yeah, I enjoy this film. I think it's really, really good. Great war movie as well for the modern era. Really, really enjoy The Hurt Locker. 2010, we've got The King's Speech. Yeah, great performance this by Geoffrey Rush and Colin Firth. Absolutely love the two of these together. Got a great chemistry and they form a great bond. I really, really enjoy it. It's a great drama. I think it's just absolutely fantastic film. So yeah, check that one out. 2011, we got The Artist. Great black and white silent film and really bringing that those type of movies back into the mainstream. Really, really enjoyed it. Really thought it was fantastic. The acting in this film, so strong and powerful to carry the movie, even though I know silent films and black and white films aren't for everyone. But I enjoyed the hell out of it. Jean Dujardin as well, taking home the statue himself for Best Actor. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, check this one out. Next up, 2012, Ben Affleck's Argo. I remember seeing this at the cinema and I absolutely loved it. Just absolutely fantastic. Where the hell did Ben Affleck get this directorial talent from is beyond me. It's superb. Really, really good director and great to see him in this too. I really, really enjoy Argo. I think it's really underrated. Next, at 2013, 12 Years a Slave. One of the most powerful films I've ever seen. I think it's absolutely fantastic with some superb performances in it as well. Really, really harrowing stuff. Not for the light-hearted, but it's definitely worth a watch at least once. I think everyone should see it. Great film. Next up, heading into 2014 now, Birdman and the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. I love and adore this film so much. I think it's absolutely fantastic with a great cast as well. I really, really enjoy this film. My favourite film of 2014 by a mile. Really, really enjoy it. Next up, at 2015, another back-to-back win for Michael Keaton for Best Picture. Spotlight. Great movie this. Absolutely love it. My favourite film from 2015. Really, really enjoy this film about sort of uncovering a plot about the church and how these boys got abused. Really, really interesting stuff and a great film too. So check this one out. Great cast as well. Next up at 2016, we have Moonlight. Of course, bit of an infamous win, this one. Bit of a cock-up that happened at the ceremony. Of course, La La Land being announced as the winner. But of course, Bonnie and Clyde got handed the wrong card. Yeah, I think Moonlight's a fantastic film. Great film about discovery and about discovering who you are and accepting it. I love the revenge sequence on the bully. So satisfying, but shouldn't do that in real life. But it's great to see that Tick get his comeuppance. But yeah, I absolutely love Moonlight. I think it's a fantastic, fantastic film. Bit of a slow burn. Great Mahershala Ali performance too. So coming up next at 2017, Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water. Visually, a really good film. Absolutely fantastic. I do think the story is a little bit weak, but I think the visuals in this film really, really carry it. And I loved how it looked. I just thought it was just so riveting and so imaginative. Just absolutely fantastic looking movie. I thought Three Billboards should have won though. That was my favourite film from that year. But yeah, Shape of Water is not a bad film to take home the trophy, I guess. Next up at 2018, return from Mahershala Ali. I think he also won for Moonlight, and he won for this as well. It's Green Book with Viggo Mortensen. Yeah, fantastic film. Absolutely love it. Really, really enjoyable. Great performance by Viggo Mortensen as well. He churned out some really good films of recent times like this and Captain Fantastic. Just really, really enjoy him in movies. So good. His stuff with David Cronenberg as well is brilliant. But yeah, Green Book, I loved it. I thought it was great. Went to the cinema to see it. Got the Blu-ray. Loved it. Thought it was brilliant. Next up, we've got 2019 with Parasite. Superb. Absolutely should have won. Really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely fantastic. I love and adore this film. I think it's so good and it's so great. It was in very good company as well with its the films that were nominated with it as well. Really, really good. The likes of Jojo Rabbit, The Irishman, Le Mans 66, Joker. It was up against some stiff competition, but this film blew me away. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah, just thought it was fantastic. A lot of big hype around it, but I think it was deserved. It really, really did impress me. Parasite, I absolutely loved it. Thought it was fantastic. And the last film on the list, 2020, Nomadland. Again, this was another movie I really, really enjoyed. Frances McDormand taking home the statue as well for the third time. The other two being Fargo and Three Billboards. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed the characters in this movie. I enjoyed what it was about in this sort of unique way of life. I really, really dug it. So, yeah, check Nomadland out if you can. I watched it on Disney Plus, and I'm really glad to own the Blu-ray now. I just enjoyed it so much and thought it was fantastic. So, yeah, they're my thoughts on pretty much every film to win Best Picture from 1959. So, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below if you've seen any of these, if you think they should have won or shouldn't have won. But yeah, they're not my opinion. They're just the movies that won. You know, it's completely up to you whether you think they should or shouldn't have won. But this isn't an opinion list. It's more of a factual list of what has won, whether you agree or disagree. But yeah, get down in the comments below and let's get a conversation going. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, please think about hitting subscribing if you're new and the notification bell and all that jazz so you don't miss any videos. And I'll say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe and take care. I'll see you soon.